Hey YouTubers, welcome back to another episode here on ESGNet of NBA 2K15, my GM with the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is episode 20 as we're getting ready here for this home game here against the Portland Trailblazers. There you see 17-12 for the season for them, and there you see last time we met them back in October 29th, we won that game 83-79 here. Now Durant made his return back onto the team in the last episode, and that game against the Pelicans, won that in 2 overtimes. Final score of 144-136. Of course, Durant had a great game there, 61 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist in the ball game. And the OKC crowd was very happy to see him return back to the court. As you see there, Thunder are 21-7. There you see they are 4th in the power rankings there, and they have a 4.5 game lead here on Portland. So they're sitting pretty good here. As you see, the Nuggets 9, Timberwolves are half 10, and the Jazz are 14.5 games out of first place there. So really, the Portland Trailblazers are the only real threat right now to Oklahoma City right now when it comes to this Northwest Pacific division. So we'll see there Durant back in the lineup here. Coach talking to him before the game, he said that Durant will probably play anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes here tonight, as his knee is still day to day. And of course, you see there Adams is going to be in the lineup here tonight, as Perkins will be playing as a 6th man tonight. Kind of trying to see what we can do with him, because of course we've got to get rid of Perkins here. We're going to try to get him involved in a trade here soon, because he is one of the guys we had to make a decision about who we're going to get rid of. And of course we're going to keep I can't think of his name now off the top of my head here. We're going to keep one of the other players, and of course Perkins is going to be the guy that we're going to ship off. But there you see the point of emphasis there. We're going to work on this game here. So Thunder fans, let's get ready to thunder up here and play against the Portland Trailblazers at home here in tonight's ball game here on Thunder Franchise Basketball.
Coming at you from the Peak Chesapeake Energy Arena in beautiful Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, as the Thunder prepare to take the floor. The road trip for the Blazers ends here as they leave for Portland right after the game. Well, they're certainly excited about this one, and they'll be laying it all on the line as the intensity is palpable. 2 top caliber teams face it off on the hardwood to do battle.
And right now they're in the middle of what could be the most demanding part of their schedule all season. I mean, this is the 3rd game they'll have played in 4 days. You've got to get some sore muscles and tired, weary legs when you're in a stretch like that. But not only the physical fatigue, there's the mental and emotional fatigue too.
Yeah, we see teams lose their edge a little bit in these situations, and they have to be drained right now because of the schedule.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Filling out the wings, it's Matthews and Batum. Thomas Robinson is out there with Chris Kaman, and it's Lillard in at the 1 spot.
Damian Lillard, a scoring point guard, great 3-point shooter, able to hit from deep range off the dribble, you name it, and of course hit probably the biggest shot of the playoffs last year, that game winner that ended the series against Houston.
And Batum kicks to Lillard. Dishes to Kaman. Gets it to go from 18 feet away. Kaman's got his first basket of the night. Portland on defense. 4-point game. Coming into this having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
And if you look at their numbers in that game, what jumps out most is the balance offensively. They really spread the wealth.
And they were on fire in all areas. That was a very satisfying road win.
Here's the Trailblazers with the ball. Now we'll go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Terry Stotts.
He told me one of the more troubling tasks his team must do is to figure out how to slow down Russell Westbrook. He said that between his explosiveness and ability to change direction, they'll have to have all 5 guys keeping an eye on Westbrook whenever he's on the perimeter.
Thanks, Doris. Now here's Westbrook, following the miss by Wesley Matthews. Westbrook kicks to Durant, shoots, he squares up and sinks it.
Very well done. He is a confident, dynamic scorer.
Well, it was the Oklahoma City Thunder winning their last game against New Orleans.
That was no picnic, though, guys. They barely hung on at the end of regulation and finally pulled it out in overtime.
Because of the way they got it done, Steve, that could turn out to be one of their biggest wins of the season.
Now here's Matthews. He had 16 points in the win against the Rockets in Houston.
And he really kept his head down, was drawing contact, getting himself to the line, played an aggressive game. That was a big-time help for him and his team.
And here is Durant. Following the three from Wesley Matthews, Durant wide open, he fires. And there's another one for the Thunder.
Well, nice way there to get your first basket of the game.
The Trailblazers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Matthews. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Matthews has got 5 points so far.
4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things started.
Kaman with the block, and they'll keep possession. Trailblazers leading by 3. Kaman sets a screen for Lillard. And there's the pass to Batum. The feed to Robinson. Batum dishes to Kaman. Kevin Durant with the rebound. On offense, here are the Thunder. Morrow, the pass to Durant. And the shot is good. Durant's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And the layup just gift-wrapped right there. I mean, he had a clear path to the basket.
Matthews into the lane. Out to the right wing. The steal. Here's Ibaka. Banked in off the glass. Ibaka's got his first bucket in this one.
You know, regardless of who starts the break, it seems like he's usually the one to finish it.
And that's because of how well he attacks the rim on the dead run.
Now, here is Robinson. He had 10 points in the win against Houston. Over in the corner, Lillard. 3-pointer. Portland again missing.
He just couldn't shake loose. He had the defender draped all over him.
You can look at a number of areas where the Blazers improved last season. Really an outstanding year all the way around, but one area they still had trouble with was their depth. That's an area they'll look to shore up going forward.
Portland trailing here. Kaman sets a screen for Lillard. Batum wide open, he fires. They get it back, and it's Kaman missing.
Terrific defense at the rim. They got right in his path.
You know, that's part of what great defenders do. They get not only in your path, but in your head a little bit too.
Steve, depth definitely something Portland didn't feel comfortable with last year. Last in the league in bench minutes played.
And by a wide margin. I mean, not surprisingly when they were also last in bench scoring. Hard to tell which caused the other, but certainly they didn't feel as comfortable as they could have, with heavy minutes from their reserves.
So it's the Thunder now, following the 3-pointer by Nicholas Batum. Durant kicks to Ibaka. Robinson pulls it in.
Yeah, he's surprised he didn't make that one because he had a pretty clean look at the hoop.
Matthews, no one around him, and another 3 for Portland.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
And first time out of the game called for Oklahoma City.
Thomas Robinson, this is a good note, only the 5th top 5 pick in the lottery era to be traded in his rookie season. He went from the Kings to the Rockets before ending up in Portland for year 2. Still looking for stability, trying to find his niche at the forward position.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Perkins comes in for Adams. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Anthony Morrow. Thunder trailing by 5. Well, it's been a whirlwind first couple seasons for Thomas Robinson in the NBA, hasn't it?
And it has been, Kevin, and that wasn't really the worst of it. His second season at Kansas, his mother and both of his grandparents passed away all within weeks of one another. I remember when that was happening. I actually was doing a Kansas game during that stretch. Really overwhelming what that young man encountered. He's had to overcome a lot, so you can't help but root for him to find happiness, fulfillment, and success. And we'll see if that all plays out and comes together.
He became the man of the house in a hurry. Raised his sister.
Did.
Raised his younger sister.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Trailblazers.
Now, they didn't waste any time getting into a groove out there. They're dialed in from long range.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for him. Chris Kaman, always known as an ambidextrous scorer in the low block, has also now developed a deadly stroke from mid-range. That's a rare combo for a 7-footer.
Now, here is Ibaka. His last outing, he had 8 points. Converts on the jumper for the easy 2. Ibaka's got his second bucket tonight. Trailblazers leading by 3. Outside Matthews. Lillard, right side, shoots from 14. And again, it's Portland converting. And for Kaman, so talented offensively, Steve, you wonder why he's only averaged about 12 points a game in his career.
Well, he's a little turnover prone. Doesn't get to the free throw line all that often. But you're right, he's so skilled. He can score with either hand around the hoop. He can also step out to 15, 17 feet and knock down a jump shot.
Here's Lillard, following the basket by Russell Westbrook. Jumps up, throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It's on Damian Lillard. Tremendous stuff from a guy, Clark, we think more of for his passing.
Yeah, but he's got tremendous leaping ability and a surplus supply, too.
Well, that's a great aggressive move, and 2 big points, too.
Nick Collison's checked in for Serge Ibaka. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Jarrell Wright's checked in for Kaman. McCollum comes in for Wesley Matthews. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Lillard. Blake with it. He's covered by Westbrook. To the paint. Blake dishes to Robinson. The shot, no good. So the Thunder will take it the other way. They traveled to Portland last time they faced the Trailblazers and came away with the win.
Their percentage from long range that game was off the charts. It seemed like every time the home crowd got going, they just took the wind out of their sails with another 3-point barrage.
Yeah, those bombs were really falling.
Westbrook with the bucket.
Both teams on fire right from the opening tip.
Pedal to the throttle, Steve, just like we like it.
Here's Wright. Good. And the assist goes to Blake.
That's pretty much been the norm for them, getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
Now here's Westbrook. He picked up 33 points in their last one against New Orleans.
Yeah, Kevin, he really set up shop at that foul line. I mean, they could not do anything with him defensively, and so they had to keep fouling.
McCollum with the ball. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Passes it to Blake. We've got 1:55 left here in the opening quarter. The drive by Jackson. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
Some rugged defense there against one of the stronger finishers in the game.
And Durant with the block. Out of bounds, Trailblazers ball as Portland keeps possession. Sebastian Telfair, he's checked in for Oklahoma City.
Now in the lineup for your Thunder, Sebastian Telfair.
There's 1:40 left in the first quarter. Outside, Batum, doubled by Collison. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Robinson, and down it goes, jamming that one home. None of the defenders wanted anything, Clark, to do with him on that jam.
And I do not blame him at all, partner. He was coming in with a bunch of steam and was ready to posterize whoever decided to get in his way.
All right, I understand, fellas, but come on. You've got to challenge him a little bit at least.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland. Well, Kevin Durant certainly had one of the most memorable nights in the NBA last season, Steve. Dropping the 54 points on national TV. He really looked unstoppable in that game in particular.
Yeah, that was against the Warriors back in January. That was a career high for him. And, Golden State tried every trick in the book, and they have good defenders on the wing, but it didn't seem like anything they tried worked that night.
And a good time here to go over our 2K leaderboard and see which point guards have had the hottest hand at the free throw line over the last 10 games. And you look at Jackson, deadly on the stripe, someone you do not want to foul.
Well, if these guys can get to the line, there's not much question what the outcome is going to be. So it sort of prevents the defense from being as aggressive as they'd like to be against them.
That's exactly right. I mean, you'd rather dare them to make a shot than risk sending them to the stripe. That's almost free points for them. At least there's a chance they'll miss from the floor. And with Durant and his 54-point explosion, I mean, you really get to see just how unstoppable he can be when he's hitting like that. I mean, nobody can guard him.
And a final thought on Durant's 54-point night. It was just the multitude of ways that he scored that was most impressive. He didn't get them all from deep or at the free throw line. He was hitting tough fadeaways and attacking the rim to get those points. Well, the Thunder with an athletic guard rotation between Russell Westbrook and Reggie Jackson. Jackson, of course, not the level of Westbrook, but he brings some similar things to the table as far as size, athleticism, scoring, and rebounding.
And so Jackson nails both of them. And Jackson, the former 24th pick overall, Clark back in 2011 out of BC, rounding into a quality NBA player and score one more for the Thunder's front office.
Well, Oklahoma City seems to like that athletic player with size, toughness, and athleticism, and you know what? Jackson fits that mold.
Here's Collison, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
But the defense just looked a little lazy on the glass there.
Yeah, nobody boxing out. That's inexcusable.
Nick Collison has played a decade in the NBA, all with the same franchise. 4 seasons in Seattle, the last 6 in OKC, and there's a reason they've kept him around. He's a savvy role player, very smart, does a lot of the little things to help you win.
And the Thunder really are consistently better at the defensive end with Collison on the floor. You know, he's not a big shot blocker or rebounder, but he's outstanding as a help defender. He's able to draw charges. He's always in the right spot at the right time, and he just knows what that defensive system requires from him, and he gets it done.
Now here's Batum. Playing Houston, he was nearly unstoppable. Stolen by McCollum. And now McCollum running the floor all by himself, drops in the breakaway layup.
Great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and trigger the fast break.
Wow, and now it's just a one-possession game thanks to that quick hitter. Fantastic basketball in the open floor.
Durant, and he gets it to go from the high post. Durant's got 13.
Got a lot of momentum going with his own game. It's been great today, and just as hot as he was last time out.
And so, both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. It's the Thunder up by 3. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return.
Spend your Christmas day with the NBA. Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors take on Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers this Thursday, 10:30 Eastern Time, 7:30 Pacific.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. What do you guys think about the Thunder here in this one?
Well, I'll tell you what, I like what I've seen from this club defensively. They're forcing a lot of turnovers with their quick hands and ability to play the passing lanes.
Well, you talk about quick hands, but I think it's the mindset of being aggressive and then obviously being active with the hands, tracing that ball so you can come up with deflections that may lead to steals.
And here are the Trailblazers now. They trail by 3. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court right now for the Trailblazers. Matthews out there with Darrell Wright. Then it's Will Barton. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Kaman in at the center, locking down the middle. Telfair, the pass to Durant. The shot's good. Telfair making the play. 16 points for Kevin Durant.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Trailblazers trail by 6, and that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. Taking a look at Oklahoma City, they're looking extremely sharp right now, poised in the top spot and playing very well. And checking out Portland, 4.5 games behind.
I think for the Trailblazers, they're a team that came almost completely off the pace this season. Nobody saw them being in the position they're in.
And I'll tell you what, the longer we wait for the bottom to drop out, the more unlikely it gets. I think we've reached the stage where we can officially say they're for real. Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful turnover.
Quarter number 2, we're about a minute in. Ibaka with the screen on Matthews. Shot off the screen. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Thunder.
And they've come out in attack mode defensively, applying pressure and stealing the ball repeatedly.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
That's good from Durant.
Well, supposedly, Kevin Durant, a.k.a. KD, enjoys playing NBA 2K prior to every game as a way to loosen up and kind of as an informal scouting report for the other team. That guy just soaks up all the basketball he can get. Keep listening, KD, and keep playing.
And, ooh, he jams it right over Chris Kaman. Wow.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
Those are phenomenal dunks to watch. So much fun.
Here's Barton. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And that one's good.
The defense playing way too soft there, guys. He's just getting right to the rim.
Now Telfair. Pass to Ibaka. The 10-footer. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Kaman's got 5 rebounds tonight.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
And Lillard kicks to Kaman. Feeds to Matthews. 6 to shoot. Portland needs to get off a shot. The open shot, right. It's rebounded by Durant. Durant's got 4 rebounds in this game. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, gentlemen, there is no doubting LaMarcus Aldridge has emerged as a leader for this Blazers team. As Coach Stott said, this is his team. He's taken the leadership role. He's more vocal, everybody looks up to him, and he has the respect of all the players. And guys, Aldridge is a multiple-time All-Star, but it's the intangibles he's brought that have made all the difference.
Great stuff, Doris. Thanks. Now a timeout called by Portland. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
They need to make some adjustments because he's absolutely scorching.
And the Thunder making a change here. Westbrook's checked in. And now that we have a chance, let's show you the NBA's top thieves. This is the list of this month's steals leaders. Russell Westbrook, number 1.
It's been quite a run for him defensively the last month. I mean, he's getting everything out there in terms of steals and deflections.
We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Barton dishes to Lillard. They set the pick. For the 3, and that one's good. Lillard's got 7 points in the game.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Westbrook against Lillard. And Westbrook, here we go, in Oklahoma City again with the bucket.
You know, everybody knows that the Thunder are a good offensive team, but the reason why is they have such balance offensively. They can put the ball in the basket a number of different ways from a number of different spots.
There's the bucket. Good.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
Yeah, it sure has, Clark. I mean, with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, they really haven't had to do much on the perimeter.
And here's Morrow outside. Here's Adams. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket. Adams has got his first 2 points of the night.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
You know, the Thunder don't leave points on the table, as you mentioned. They can drive, knock down jumpers and threes, and they know how to get to the line as well. Very well-rounded offense. Then we get an opportunity here to check out some numbers for Russell Westbrook. What a string of games he's put together here lately. I mean, he's in high gear. Check out the stats. First in scoring, second in steals, and of course, passing, such a big part of his game. One of the top 15 leading assist men in the NBA.
And, Steve, we really can't gloss over his ranking as the top scorer in the NBA. I mean, he's the one guy you don't want to see coming out of the opposing locker room.
Clark, one area the Thunder feel they could probably expand in is little post scoring.
Yeah, back to the basket play. But even if they did add that to their game, I don't know if it makes a significant difference because they're so good in transition. They can get to the free throw line with the way they attack. They've got late game, late clock shot makers in Westbrook and Durant. So I don't know if low post scoring would significantly enhance what they do offensively.
Jackson, he's checked in for Anthony Morrow. After 2-year absence from the playoffs, the Portland Trailblazers able to get back into it last year to face Houston in the 4-5 seeded matchup.
And they jockeyed as hard as they could to get that home court advantage, but just couldn't quite grab hold of it. Still, they were able to get by a very tough Houston team in round one.
Westbrook passes to Durant. Jackson kicks to Ibaka. Shoots it up. And Wright pulls it down.
Boy, they were ready for him right there. I mean, totally collapsed the defense on him.
And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
Nick Collison's checked in for the Thunder. The Trailblazers have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line. Barton, no good on the free throw.
The Oklahoma City, for 2 years running, the only team in the top 5 in the NBA in both offensive and defensive efficiency. That ought to tell you about this balanced elite basketball team. What an excellent performance from the field for him.
Here is Lillard. He picked up 18 points in their last win against the Rockets in Houston.
I thought his rebounding was impressive as well, guys. He made some big boards, really helped out on the glass, helped his team out big time.
Knocked away. Stolen by Westbrook. Here's Jackson. Lillard with the rebound.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry. Durant doing all sorts of things. He's got 24 points, and he sprayed home 3 3-pointers as well.
Yeah, productive day for him from long range.
And he knocks down the first one. And for the Thunder, remaining so consistent despite losing Harden and then last year without the outside shooter Kevin Martin.
Yeah, not to mention, Kevin, the injuries to Russell Westbrook. Give credit to the players and the coaching staff. Again, when you've got a culture of expectation and you've got talent and leadership from the sideline and from within the players, and you've got a chance to weather storms effectively, and clearly the Thunder did that. There's not a lot you can say that hasn't been said before about his skill at the charity stripe.
Here's Wright. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spots. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
The dish to Durant. He feeds it to Collison. Three-pointer. Rebound, Thomas Robinson. Trailblazers trail by 9. Up the floor. And Matthews with the basket on the assist from Batum. Matthews has got 10 points. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 8 of 14 in the second quarter on field goal attempts. Here's Durant. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
Portland's gotten 2/3 of their three-pointers to fall tonight. They're 6 of 9 overall. Knocked loose. Out of bounds. Trailblazers ball as Portland keeps possession. McCollum's checked in for Portland. Blake comes in for Damian Lillard.
Blazers substitution. C.J. McCollum. Steve Blake.
Here's Blake. He's covered by Westbrook. Shot clock at 6. And there's the call on Durant. That is his first foul of the game.
Well, you look at the game of basketball, it really seems to be on the upswing, and that's great news for the NBA. We know that those who play a sport are much more likely to watch it as an adult, and basketball is now the largest participation sport in high school and college.
McCollum dishes to Robinson. And he lays it straight in. Robinson's got his second bucket of the night.
The offensive execution really well done. They got the ball in tight for the high percentage shot.
The growth of the NBA really pretty incredible. 30 years ago, annual league revenues were about $120 million. Now it's $4.5 billion. That's with a B.
Yeah, the league is really on great financial ground right now. I mean, franchise values are growing astronomically. The players sacrificed in the last collective bargaining agreement negotiation, but as quick as the pie is growing, I think everybody will be just fine, players and owners.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kevin, Terry Stotts led the Blazers to the second round last season, and he's now in his third year with the team. He spent a couple of seasons as head coach in Atlanta and Milwaukee, but this is his longest stint and the best talent he's ever had. As Stotts said, you never know if you're going to get another chance. Guys, he's certainly making the most of it.
Doing a great job. Thanks, Doris. Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. Nicholas Batum, the 25th pick back in 2008. He's played his entire career, Steve, with this Blazer team.
Yeah, and a coveted player league-wide, Kevin, because he plays both ends. Excellent defender. He's got that length, good three-point shooter. And remember, the Timberwolves tried to sign him as a restricted free agent a couple of years ago, but the Blazers matched that 4-year.
The Thunder leading by 7.
And, you know, Batum is viewed as a potential defensive stopper. Has not quite reached that level yet, struggling against stronger three men, but his length and mobility do make him a factor.
And that's a shot he had to take.
For sure, it was a good decision, just poor execution.
Blake passes to Robinson. He dishes it to Wright. Back to Robinson. And stolen by Perkins. Durant kicks to Westbrook. That's good, and a nice assist from Durant. And that's 12 points for Russell Westbrook.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
And for Batum defensively, a good shot blocker. Not as many steals as you might expect, but between his rebounding and his efficient scoring, he's a quality player.
Again, Batum missing.
Good sets, good offensive sets are built on solid screens, and that was an example of how you don't want to set a pick.
Nice hops and determination that time. Clark to get to the rim.
We know he can bounce, and right there an example of how dangerous he is when he's got a path to the hoop.
And you love the versatility, guys. Being a point guard, and in this situation, they tack on 2 more points, expanding the lead in a pretty deflating way for the defense.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over.
If you just look at the numbers, you are not seeing the real impact of Kendrick Perkins. I mean, he is just this mountain at the rim as a protector of the paint. and it really makes it hard for opponents to get easy shots because of his presence.
Trailblazers trail by 11. You know, Steve, with Perkins, the defense at the rim might be the best thing he brings to the table. He is a solid defensive player for sure all around, but his ability to make life miserable on inside shots is special.
Well, I think he's one of the elite low-post defenders in the league. You know, when he has to go against the big scorers down on the block, whether it's Tim Duncan or Hibbert, he does as good a job as anybody because of his strength and his intelligence, just understanding what he's facing night in and night out.
On the wing, Batum fires the three. Good. And the assist goes to Blake. 8 points for Batum.
He's making it look easy scoring out there because he's much more efficient here in the second.
The Thunder leading by 8. Westbrook kicks to Jackson. Uses both hands to slam it down. The defense looking a little bit dazed now. A ferocious throw down there.
Not bad for a player of his size.
Not bad at all. How about that spring coming out of those legs?
We've got 13 seconds left in the first half. Now here's McCollum. He kicks to Blake. Takes a three. And so we wrap up the first half. Thunder lead by 10. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. I'm here with Scott Brooks. And, Coach, how would you assess how this first half has played out?
Well, we're doing a great job of taking the pain away, and they started hitting threes. But the first part of it, we gave too many easy layups. We got to keep the pain out and close out better on the threes.
Coach, thank you so much. Guys, he's always looking for more.
Thank you, Doris, and we'll be right back after halftime for the start of quarter number 3. Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
Boy, he put on a show from the three-point line in the first half, didn't he? We'll see if the halftime break had any cooling effect on him.
Yeah, we'll soon find out because I guarantee they're going to keep feeding it to him behind the arc until he does cool off.
Trailblazers trail by 10.
You know, last season the Blazers were able to get 23 wins on the road. That's better than 500. An excellent mark for them and a big part of why they grabbed the 5th seed in the Western Conference.
Ran outside at the 3 with Ibaka playing the power forward. Russell Westbrook out there with Anthony Morrow. And it's Adams in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the route for Scott Brooks getting going here in the second half.
As you said, a very solid 23 road wins last year for the Blazers. They look good on the road in the playoffs as well.
He's off on the first. Well, the Blazers might be a team on the rise, and Clark, they looked fearless on the road, as you guys were just talking about.
I think fearless is the key word there, Kevin. The Blazer team just didn't care who they were up against or what anybody thought of them. They were focused and confident as a group.
For 3, Durant. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Westbrook's got his 3rd assist on the night. Trailblazers trail by 13. Lillard outside. Matthews dishes to Lillard. Here's Kaman. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Outside Westbrook. Durant with it. Robinson picks him up. Durant, the pass to Westbrook. Clock at 6. Kicks it to Morrow. Tries to save it. Matthews with it. He's got 10. Out to the right wing. Right side Matthews. And Lillard kicks to Matthews. 5 on the clock. Right side Matthews. Good on the 13-footer. Matthews has got 12 points in the game.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Westbrook kicks to Durant. Ibaka down low. Robinson on him. That's good. Ibaka's got the lead up to 13 now for the Thunder.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
The Trailblazers have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
He's been attacking the rim with reckless abandon. They're searching for answers. Some way they've got to figure out how to contain it.
I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, over the break, I listened in on what Terry Stotts had to say in his huddle. He told his guys that their offense needed to run through Lillard. Coach stressed the importance of getting the ball in his hands as soon as possible at the start of their possessions. No question he's going to be the key guy for them offensively. The second thing he said to them was that they should be looking for opportunities to push the ball up the court and convert some quick, easy baskets in transition. Well, they need to make something happen before the start of the fourth quarter, and maybe those changes will do the trick, Kevin.
Thanks a lot, Doris.
Well, what an incredible journey it's been for Serge Ibaka. Growing up in the Congo during a terrible civil war, the tragic loss of his mom to a stroke, the streets so unsafe that she couldn't leave the home to go to a hospital. To go from that to where he is now, man, an indescribable contrast and an amazing story.
And Ibaka planned as a youth to escape the Congo and find a way to provide for his family.
Well, and it's a big family, too. I mean, he's the third youngest of 18 brothers and sisters. Pretty incredible. And now he's not just helping them, but he's making a huge difference for thousands of people throughout Africa, supporting orphanages, hospitals, schools. I mean, what great work Ibaka is doing.
You know, Steve, a lot of teams look at this Thunder franchise as a model, you know, of how to go about building a team that can compete for a title through the NBA draft.
Well, it's a good model to follow, but you need some luck, Kevin. I mean, Kevin Durant fell into their lap. If they don't get the second pick in the lottery, and if Greg Oden doesn't go first to Portland, none of this happens. So, yeah, great planning, and they've had a terrific effort to put all this together, but it really comes back to getting Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook.
Robinson sets a screen for Matthews. Lillard against Westbrook. Lillard attacking. The shot is off. Good work defensively by Ibaka.
You know, going back to touch again on the Thunder, really you couldn't have asked for a better scenario for a small market team to put together a roster like this. I mean, your core pieces, your cornerstone pieces, Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka, are all relatively young in their careers and seem to enjoy playing for each other. So they're going to be good for a long time.
Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Kamen dishes to Batum. Pass to Matthews. 6 on the shot clock. All alone.
Sometimes it's as simple as just being recommitted defensively. They've stepped it up here in the second half at that end of the floor.
Here's Westbrook. He's got 14.
Well, they did have to deal with some small market repercussions, though. The Thunder, I'm talking about. You know, they couldn't afford to pay James Harden. They had to make that trade. But I think they've dealt with it really well. They've added some nice pieces, and the Thunder, obviously, still one of the elite teams in the NBA.
Trailblazers trail by 17. And here we go with Westbrook running it up the court. Dishes it to Morrow. The pass to Durant. There's the feed to Ibaka. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Boy, you look at how Ibaka has gone from role player to key player since his time in the league, and he's done it by increasing his range and efficiency from outside, and he's done it every season. You really have to admire his work ethic. Everybody raves about the character of this young man.
Ibaka definitely knows how to improve his game, and if you look at his shot charts year by year, there are distinct changes in where he's getting his shots from. Who knows what kind of range he'll have in 2 years.
And the Thunder making a change here. Telfair's checked in. And so he hits both. And a final word on Ibaka. Comes and clumps to him, it seems. 1 year he started to make more baseline shots, Clark. Next year he started at the top of the key more. He's also looking at the three-point shot more often.
Well, that's exactly how you go about expanding your range if you're a player like Ibaka, Kevin. I mean, get really good at one shot and then progressively extend your range and move around on the court.
And Matthews gets it to go. Well, the grimace of pain tells it all. He's hurt, and let's hope he's okay.
Injuries are such a difficult part of this game.
And from a glance, you really can't tell just how bad it is, but he's going to come out, and we'll find out now how bad it is. He may be done for the game.
Will Barton, he's checked in for Portland. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Jackson's checked in.
He's their go-to guy. When he shoots the ball like he has today, that's what the scoreboard usually looks like.
Trailblazers trail by 19. Barton passes to Lillard. Came in a screen. Lillard attacking, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
One thing that Damian Lillard has made abundantly clear in his first few seasons in the league is that he is a force when the game is in its late stages. Just steps things up in a big way every fourth quarter.
The first one falls.
And it's really rare to see someone Lillard's age be able to be so calm and collected when that fourth quarter rolls around. I think it's a tribute to his level of confidence, and that confidence is mixed with humility, and that's a nice combination that allows him to perform well late in games.
Kendrick Perkins, he's checked in for Oklahoma City.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Trailblazers trail by 20. Barton kicks to Lillard. Robinson sets a screen for Lillard. Clock at 4. Lets the 3 fly. No good. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. Well, you look at the way he approaches the game, the way Lillard can take over as a playmaker, and he has all the ingredients really to dominate the fourth quarter.
It's a big reason why he led the Blazers back in so many games last year and even exploded for 25 points in one fourth quarter. So, you know, that game still sticks out to me as one of the most dominating performances I've seen, and it just showed how talented this kid is.
A chance here to get a quick injury report. Now we're going to send it over to Doris Burke for an update on Wesley Matthews. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, I caught up with the head athletic trainer for Portland. It's bad news, I'm afraid. He's saying that it looks like a broken ankle, which can truly be a devastating injury. There is no chance of his return to this game, and from the sound of it, gentlemen, he could be out a whole lot longer than just today.
All right, Doris, thank you. And Steve and Clark, certainly not the news his fans were hoping for.
No, Kevin, it's, guys, it's really too bad. Just a terribly unfortunate turn of events here.
Well, yeah, you hate to see that happen. In the meantime, his team now has to compensate for the loss. Let's see how they step up.
Nick Collison's checked in for Serge Ibaka. And then for the Trailblazers, Darrell Wright's checked in for Kaman. McCollum comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Damian Lillard.
The NBA is a talent league, and it's hard to win in the NBA without superstar talent. And the Thunder are fortunate to have two superstars in Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. Those two give them a chance to win no matter who they're facing up against or where they're playing.
Telfair kicks to Durant. Durant drawing the double team. Here's Telfair. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
So we got a moment now to check out the story on Reggie Jackson. How the last month of basketball was for him. He's averaging 15 points a game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And some pretty good numbers, I think, guys, when you look overall at his contributions.
Yeah, and he's always looking to raise his game, and that's what you see in his consistency. One of the important characteristics that he brings to the table.
That's good from Telfair. Well, Steve, without a doubt, the biggest surprise, especially early on last season, was the dominant play of the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah, a team that had been projected to fight for a playoff spot was instead one of the 3 or 4 best teams in the West all season long.
And, one of the things I think that was key for the Blazers was they addressed their 2 biggest issues, depth and interior defense. Robin Lopez gave them that paint protection and rebounding, and they completely overhauled their bench. 6 of their 14 roster spots changed hands.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Westbrook's checked in. Here's the floater. Shot's good. 6 points for C.J. McCollum.
Tell you what, it's a huge plus to have him making shots like that. And the bench for Portland bringing in both veterans and younger talent. Thomas Robinson, C.J. McCollum can grow with this team. You got to give this Blazers front office a lot of credit.
He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. 16 points for Russell Westbrook. Trailblazers trail by 20. Blake dishes to Wright. Tipped away. Stolen by Collison. Durant in the corner. Pulls up. Rebound by the Trailblazers. They host the 76ers after this game.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing how that Philadelphia game turns out, guys.
And the basket by Blake.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
Perkins with the screen. It's Westbrook with the drive. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Chris Kaman is checked in for Darrell Wright. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Thunder.
Guys, their play close to the hoop has been great all game.
And we're also seeing that power down low. A lot of good offensive moves down on the block.
Can you believe the job they're doing at the foul line since halftime? I mean, they've been perfect so far.
Yeah, sometimes it's contagious. Everybody starts to get comfortable and relaxed, and everything goes in the hoop.
Now, that was pretty. That was just a nice-looking reverse jam right there.
Use the rim, Clark, to protect the ball, I think, too, a little bit.
Yeah, did a nice job with it.
Yeah, no question, Kevin. Great awareness and a terrific finish.
Jackson kicks to Westbrook. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Perkins. Hits the jump hook. And the Thunder lead by 21.
That's right where they wanted to go with the ball on that possession.
The Trailblazers have gone 8 of 14 on their shot attempts here in the third. Some pretty nice work. Blake passes to Robinson. Over to the wing. Kaman, a screen on Jackson. McCollum dishes to Kaman, 16 feet away. And again, it's Portland converting.
An excellent display of passing out there, fellas. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have been assisted on.
Well, they continue to find the open man and play unselfishly. This is true team basketball we're seeing.
So here's Westbrook. He's got 16. Outside Jackson. Passes it to Durant. The 3. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. That's 36 points for Kevin Durant. Portland's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. Robinson, that's good. Robinson's got 8 points. 8 seconds left here in the third quarter. Pass to Perkins. Kamen with the defensive effort. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Oklahoma City out in front, opening up a huge gap. We've got more in store for you right after this.
Spend your Christmas day with the NBA. Russell Westbrook and the Oklahoma City Thunder go up against Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs this Thursday, 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific.
And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Really excellent feed here, and I know we're used to seeing this guy score, but he is no slouch at creating passes and opportunities for his teammates, and he showcases that skill right here on that replay.
That'll be a 5-second call.
Well, in the first half, he was flawless when it came to handling the ball, but that has not been the case here since halftime.
On the court right now for the Trailblazers. Lillard at the point with C.J. McCollum playing the 2. The forwards are Batum and Thomas Robinson. And it's Kamen in at the 5. And there's the call on Anthony Morrow. That'll be his second foul of the game.
You talk so much about how valuable expiring contracts and draft picks are in terms of building a team, but one thing that gets overlooked is just how important having a player on a good contract can be. It opens up so many possibilities for a team.
Jackson with it. Now defended by McCollum. Jackson kicks to Westbrook. Adams' shot is good. Adams has got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Thunder.
The easiest way to do it sometimes is with the bounce pass.
Robinson sets a screen for Lillard. Feeds to McCollum. Back to Lillard, and the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Big blunder there, and that could cost them.
Major blunder, and you're right, a terrible time for that to happen when they're trying to chip away at this deficit.
Now Jackson. Westbrook passes to Adams. And Oklahoma City again with the bucket. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Lillard dishes to McCollum. Poke loose, stolen by Jackson. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It goes on C.J. McCollum.
Ibaka doing all kinds of things. He's got 19 points, and the contribution from the line for him, he's made 5 free throws.
He hasn't been afraid to draw a little contact if the opportunity's been there. And I'll tell you, some guys shy away from that, not him.
And he makes the first.
He's made an effort to get into the defense a lot more by aggressively attacking the basket, and he's not shying away from the contact, which has given him some free throw opportunities.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Kamen. Joel Freeland comes in for Robinson. And Krabs subbed in for McCullough. Ibaka hits both of them.
Well, guys, maybe the most important play in the NBA that isn't really tracked at all is the screen. A good one can make a huge difference in creating a high percentage shot, but it's a play that so often goes overlooked.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. In screens, Clark getting more attention with modern scouting. The old stats look at the outcome of a play, make, a miss. It's like evaluating chess by only the checkmates.
No, I agree. I mean, you start to dig deeper and get to other layers of how you analyze the numbers and how that affects how you game plan to discover the tendencies of players. And all of that you're doing in an effort to become more successful.
McGarry's checked in for Oklahoma City. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession. Darrell Wright's checked in for the Trailblazers.
Into the lineup of the Trailblazers, Darrell Wright.
A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Good on the shot.
The mid-range jumper becomes a pretty high percentage shot for him when he has that kind of space.
Here is Telfair. He feeds it to Robertson. Right side, Thomas unloads. Drops one in from the wing.
Thomas!
Portland's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all.
Well, it seemed slightly controversial when it was introduced a few seasons ago, but I think we can all agree now that the new flopping fines have been a big success. Flopping seems to have gone down across the board.
And Lillard kicks to Freeland. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Lillard's got his 5th assist in this one. The Thunder have gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. Well, Clark, flopping is not completely out of the NBA game, but at least now there are repercussions.
I agree, and I'm happy to see that, Kevin, because it's a play that shouldn't be in the game. And now that guys are fined for it and have been quite heavily fined for it, I think we're going to eventually see it become less and less a part of the game, which is the way it should be.
The dish to Robertson. He kicks it to Thomas. From deep. Can't get it to go. Now Portland takes it the other way. 3rd minute of action now gone here in the 4th. Crab, no good with the layup.
And they forced the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit.
Thomas, no good.
Well, smooth around the rim definitely is not the word I'd use to describe him. He's got some rough edges to him.
And he was one step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
The Thunder leading by 21. Telfair kicks to Robertson. Here's McGarry. He's covered by Leonard. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Well, guys, you talk about the growth of the game internationally, but different time zones can make it a challenge for other countries to enjoy the game live. You look at China, for instance, a growing market for the game, but they're 12 hours ahead of East Coast time and 15 hours ahead of the West Coast. But if you're a junkie for hoops, I guess you'll adjust to the time zone.
That free throw good from McGarry. And Commissioner Silver raising the possibility that the NBA might consider tweaking starting times to reach more people in China.
Well, tough to make that work. I mean, I think a featured Saturday night game on the West Coast could translate to a Sunday morning matinee in China, so that might be the best way to do it.
And Portland making a change here. Chris Kaman is checked in for Myers Leonard. Robinson comes in for Joel Freeland. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Darrell Wright. And McCollum subbed in for Crab. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Of all the players in the NBA, maybe the only person other than LeBron who is a threat to get a triple-double on a nightly basis is Nick Batum. He just racks up stats in so many categories with such ease.
And the first one at the line is good.
And, you know, Batum becoming a much more active passer over the last couple of seasons. He's still working on his decision-making. His turnovers actually climbed as well, but the Blazers can use another playmaker on the wing, and Batum can fill that void.
Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for McGarry. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on Nicholas Batum. And Batum last season had some stretches with huge rebounding numbers. 2 separate 3-game spans, in fact, Steve, with almost 50 boards.
Well, you look at his work on the glass. I mean, he took it to a new level. Over 7 boards a game for the season. That is excellent from your small forward position.
That's good from Durant.
I think we can all agree that the NBA has become a bit of a nicer, friendlier league over the past few decades. Less animosity with players and less brutal rivalries, but there is still a level of trash talking going on, and I think at times it's a factor in games.
For Portland, they've gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Lillard, the pass to McCollum. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Lillard's got assist number 7 for him tonight. Well, with what you guys are talking about, there are some known trash talkers in the NBA, like Kevin Garnett, but overall it does seem to have come down a little bit in recent times.
Well, a lot of that is because the league has cracked down on trash talking. The officials are much more likely to call a quick technical, so I think players have adapted and just gone about playing their game and not doing as much talking as in the past.
He dishes it to Kaman. Here's Robinson. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Guys, he's actually indefatigable. He never gives in, never gives up on a play, and that's what it takes to be a great offensive rebounder. You've got to be relentless. Thomas Robinson was the 5th overall pick in the 2012 NBA draft and has yet to find a groove offensively in the NBA. He has struggled to score. He lacks size and length and doesn't have elite explosiveness either. And his shot leaves a bit to be desired as well. But he's a hard worker and a good rebounder, and that appears to be his niche right now.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it.
He tried to shoehorn along the sideline, but he stepped out of bounds. Pretty good defense there to force the turnover.
Trailblazers trail by 20. And Robinson, the 2nd leading rebounder in the nation his junior year at Kansas.
Well, he's got those broad shoulders, very athletic. You know, until his offensive skills develop, he's going to just focus on impacting the game with his effort and his rebounding and setting screens. But ultimately, he has to develop that perimeter shot.
Well, Thomas Robinson in this one, 10 points, and he hasn't forgotten to get his teammates involved either.
Well, that's important, Clark. I mean, he's conscious of the fact that moving the ball around gets the defense to move. It forces them to work, and it creates a better offensive flow for his own team.
Second free throw, no good.
I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second half, despite trailing in this game.
Well, you know, that's when you need to be most aggressive when you're down. Another good job of drawing contact and getting to the line.
Kicks to Morrow. Shot clock at 6. Unloads from 13. And Westbrook gets it to go on the assist by Morrow. 18 points for Russell Westbrook. For Portland, they've gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. And it's out of bounds as the Portland Trailblazers retain possession. Outside, Batum. Lillard dishes to Robinson. Lets it go from 14. Good.
You know, with the movement we've seen the last decade with teams heading to Oklahoma City and for a time Sacramento, is it time for the NBA to look at realigning some teams? Might not happen yet, but we're getting close to maybe a reshuffling being needed.
Here's Adams, and Oklahoma City again with the bucket. Trailblazers have gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. Been some solid looks for them. Lillard against Westbrook. Lillard attacking. As you said, it's something that will need to be addressed at some point. Some teams traveling pretty far within the division.
It'll happen when the time is right. I mean, there could be more teams shifting around, or maybe expansion comes and you'll see a realignment. But I think that change is probably going to happen relatively soon.
Well, just take a look at what Lillard's done tonight. He has 15 points and 7 assists. A terrific offensive combination, setting up teammates and knocking down the deep ball.
Yeah, those things are related, Clark, because when you can knock down shots, now you draw the defense to you. Now you got passing lanes for your teammates.
The Thunder leading by 20. Westbrook kicks to Durant. Looking for Ibaka. He gets it there. Bank shot. No good.
Good percentage shot, though. That's one they'll take any day of the week.
And Lillard kicks to Batum. Back to Lillard.
You know, it's such a treat to watch the game for a living. It doesn't stand still. It keeps evolving. And as we see the leadership changing hands, a new commission, new owners, I think that process will continue. And hopefully they'll strike that balance between preserving the tradition of the game while also continuing to attract new fans.
Lillard against Westbrook. Here's Ibaka, and good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
Pretty much no chance for the smaller defender to block that jumper.
Yeah, he knows exactly how to use his size to his advantage there.
We talk about the new team owners. More than 30%, Clark, of the league's teams have changed hands. I didn't know this since 2010.
I did not either, but again, as franchises grow in value, the owners are getting much more involved. And again, understanding the appreciation potential of this kind of asset. It's a bigger chunk of their portfolio now. It used to be owners were guys that kind of came through the basketball business somewhat. They didn't look at it as something that could be a viable asset, but now it's a big business play.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
He's dialed in from long range. They got to stay in his hip pocket and deny him the catch.
And Portland has possession. Kaman passes to Lillard. Puts it up. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Adams has got his 6th rebound on the night.
I'd love to see them impose their will a little bit more on the backcourt. Usually that's a great way to take control of a game.
Well, they haven't been able to do that yet, but it's something they're certainly capable of.
Ibaka dishes to Adams on the money from 12 feet away. Adams has got 8 here in the quarter. Portland's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. And the basket by Lillard.
Yeah, and that's his first 3 of the half. There may be more in store.
Westbrook kicks to Durant. Pass to Adams.
Well, you take a look at video reviews in the NBA and even across all sports for that matter, they're not going anywhere. Especially with the way media is now. Fans can dissect every call on DVR or the internet. So you want to give officials the chance to get those big calls right. So I think video replay is useful and here to stay.
Well, what we saw here tonight is, one team just had everything going for it, and the other did a huge margin of victory for the Thunder.
Better shooting from the charity stripe was what made the difference, I think, Clark, in this one.
And I think it was a matter of concentration, Kevin. They really locked in from the line.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year.
And they're going to get the second game between these two clubs just like they took the first. This will put them up 2-0 with 2 games left to play in their season series against the Trailblazers.
Fantastic show put on. What an amazing game all around it was for Durant. Now, there wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every opportunity he got.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Nick Collison's checked in for Ibaka. Jackson comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Telfair in for Russell Westbrook. There's 1:17 left to play here in the fourth. Here's Kaman, and he can't bank that one in.
And the rebounding numbers don't actually tell the whole story. I mean, they're barely ahead in that category, but when they've needed them, they've gotten them. They've really battled hard.
It's their work on the glass, Steve, that's prevented any kind of momentum swing.
Here's Adams, and Wright pulls it down. Clark, they've shared the load offensively.
Yeah, they've done a nice job with it, Kevin and Steve. I mean, everybody's touching the ball. There's a nice flow to what they're doing offensively.
It makes it so much tougher to defend, too, when you have to account for all 5 offensive players, and the ball just moves so quickly. Tough to defend that. I'm not sure what he was thinking about there. That's a strange foul.
Who knows? Maybe he just wanted to take a break for a minute.
2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Kendrick Perkins, he's checked in for the Thunder. Lance Thomas comes in for Anthony Morrow. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Kamen. And it's Joel Freeland in for McCollum.
He needed to cash in on all of those. Missed opportunities at the line are the last thing they need right now.
And he gets it to go.
Well, they're going to walk out of here with a win and send this crowd home happy.
A very solid performance in a lot of areas for them.
Blake kicks to Barton. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. And that one's good.
Well, every once in a while, he'll show us some pretty good moves around the hoop.
Here is Telfair. Dishes it to Thomas. The pass to Perkins. From about 16, count it.
They didn't take their time wrapping this game up. They pretty much did it in a hurry.
Yeah, they had a nice spurt to polish this one off.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play, they showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
And now let's go over to Doris Burke on the sideline for an interview with the Jordan Player of the Game. Doris, take it away.
Hi, Kevin. Well, much will be made of the scoring that you had here, certainly, but can you describe or put a value on the contributions of your teammates?
Well, it's a team game. Everybody has to come to play. Everybody played hard in the second half. We stuck together, so we just got to continue to do that.
A solid all-around effort. Thank you so much. Kevin, over to you.
Thank you, Doris, for that. And now for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan saying see you next time as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kevin Durant.
So the Thunder pull out a great win here against them, and that's a great win there. As they pick up the win there, you see Durant 40 points of the game. He actually played 36 minutes there tonight here. Of course, that's coach. Of course, he was on fire there, and coach is like, you know what? Why not give him the ball and let him continue there? And of course, we got some other guys in the ball game there, play a couple minutes there, about average of 3 minutes. There you see, and good game overall there. Of course, our guy that we had trouble there, you got Nicholas Ben in there. Of course, we got Kamen. He was just doing great there in the paint. Blake, not to mention him coming off the bench there, scoring some points, really moving the ball around, getting the other guys moving around and getting them a score there. Then you see, there you see Kamen, 6 rebounds there for him, just rebounding machine there. We just couldn't really do much to stop him in that ball game. Not as bad as the last game, but we win this one, 126-104. Good game there. Towards the end there, paint for score points in the paint a little bit better this week, or in this game here. You see 54 for them, 52 for us. Second chance points there, did a great job there. Coming off the bench, 30 points for us, 34 for them. Defensively, it's getting better there. We did better job there defensively. 25 rebounds there defensively to their 22. And then you see, of course, fouls, pretty even there. So pretty much, we worked on a lot of things there, got better there, and we got, came out with the win. So, of course, we're just going to check some social media here before we actually end this episode here and see what everybody's talking about. There you see, I was going to say, Wesley Matthews for the Portland Trailblazers. He's going to be out anywhere from 2 to 4 months because of a broken ankle. You've seen that earlier in the game there, and that was right there. I don't wish upon bad things upon you guys, but that was actually helpful because having him being taken out of the game there helps us out a bit there. Kind of just the tempo and the pace of the game. But there you see some of the injuries and stuff that he's been facing here in his career. But he's going to be out for at least 2 to 4 months there on a broken ankle. And we'll wish him the Thunder team and organization wish him best of luck here. But yeah, Team Doctor says, you see there, he's going to be out for 2 to 4 months. So there you see him messaging him out to his followers out there. And he's just going to try to get strong as much as possible as he can. So coming up in the next episode, we will be taking on the Spurs here. We'll take a look here in just a bit. There you see 22-7 there. and now we're 5.5 games ahead of them. But we'll take a look here, and oh, wait a minute, we got something going on here. Think we might be talking to somebody. Yeah, we're talking to KD here, and he is asking about. Actually, we're going to talk to him, see if we can. Actually, I think we're going to go ahead and just have a little chat with him, and we're going to see what this chat is all about. Of course, we want to talk to our players here, see what their thoughts are about their what's going on with the team and what's going on with them personally. And we're going to go ahead and persuade pitch here. We're going to see if we can get his morale up. It's at 81 right now, and we'll see if we can boost it here. Just want to get, just talk to him, see what his, just kind of see where his head's at right now. Of course, now he's back on the team, back on the court there, scored already, for first game coming back, 61 points, and then tonight, 40. And, oh, hey, his morale went up, so it went up 30, so it's 100% here. So he is very happy, of course, being back on the court there and getting the recognition that he actually deserves. So we'll see here. We have a rest day here on Christmas Eve. Of course, we're going to have the guys go spend some time there with the family, see, see how they're going. Hopefully the kids can open up their Christmas gifts and hopefully get what they want as we get ready for this big game here coming up here with the Spurs. And I think, matter of fact, here we got Scott Brooks here. He's going to talk to us, and he wants to ask us about the lineup here, and he wants to know. Actually, no, we're actually going to just talk to him, try to see what we're going to do here. Looks like I thought you want to talk about the lineup, but no, he wants. We're going to go ahead and we're just going to talk to him, try and pump him up here, get ready for this game, get his head right here for this matchup here with the Spurs here coming up. Because like I said, it's a very important game here. This could be a possible matchup in the playoffs. And there you see his trust has gone up 15. So we got his trust there when it comes to that. But yeah, we got the Spurs coming up here. And I think this might be, here we go, Joe Sharp. He's the trainer. He's the head trainer. He's telling us, letting us know that his Durant's broken kneecap is, of course, all right. Of course, we kind of know that already because he scored 61 points there in his return. So we're just going to adjust the game plan here, and we're actually going to move. I think we're going to move Steven Adams. We're going to take some minutes off of him, and we're going to put some on some other people here, as you see here. Just kind of seeing what the lineup looks like for right now. And, of course, we're going to get Perkins back in that lineup there because we got to start working with him. But, yeah, we're going to adjust here. As you see, there's Steven Adams. We got to kind of move him because he's going to, he's been wanting some more minutes here. And he's actually been doing pretty well there when it comes to rebounding there. So we kind of have to adjust for him and get him in the right state of mind. We don't want to upset any more guys than we've already upset already. Of course, Reggie Jackson, he's been kind of the main guy that we've been kind of trying to focus on, trying to get him happy and going. Of course, Collison, he's happy for right now that he is with the team again, still with the team. So we'll see here. Scott Brooks comes in the office here, and we're going to talk to him. And, of course, we're going to talk about the rivalry with the Spurs. And for right now, I don't think we're going to change the lineup here. But we'll go ahead and just, maybe we'll move some minutes around here for some certain guys here. You see, we'll go ahead and give Adams a little bit more there when it comes to minutes. There you see on the, well, never mind, it's gone now, but on the right hand or left hand side there was all the statistics about the Spurs and Thunder matchup here. But like I said, in the next episode, we'll have a Christmas Day game there on the road there in San Antonio, facing the Spurs here. And this will be the first time we meet the Spurs this season. There you see 21-8 for them. Home, they are at 12-1. So, yeah, this is going to be a tough game there. And, of course, in the last 10, they are 9-1. And currently on a 4-game winning streak here. So, it's going to be a tough one. They say the Spurs are going to win this one, but we have to try and change the luck there here in the next episode. So if you guys enjoyed the episode, please hit that like button. Not to mention, if you're new to the channel, slap that subscription button and subscribe for more Thunder basketball here on ESGNet. Not to mention, you guys can follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. The links are down below in the description. And as always, keep yourselves healthy, and definitely come on back for some more Thunder basketball here on ESGNet. I'll see you guys next time.